G'day guys, so this week we went to Sovereign Hill in Ballarat. Now Sovereign Hill is like a live walking museum from the 1850s, I think it is. So it's basically like this little village town set up to basically mimic the gold rush. So it's pretty amazing. There's characters and actors that are all dressed up. There's a goldsmith and a blacksmith and a printing press and a candy maker and candle makers and everything. It is amazing. Check it out. Morning guys, so today we have done a day trip from Horsham to Ballarat and we're going to check out Sovereign Hill. So we are just in the car park now, we're about to go in and we'll let you know what it's like. This is where we'll get olden day photos. If we want to get a photo together, all in olden day clothes. You guys won't finish that. No, you won't. Maybe.
I think I'll be a good actress for a movie like this.
You would. You looked really good in your olden day clothes. We just went to the photograph rooms just over there and got an olden day photo, which we'll show you guys soon. Okay, we'll help you. Alright, check this out. Here is our old-timey photo. I love it so much. Good body for $115.
Expensive making letters.
So when you're the typesetter, as it's called, you have to set everything up in reverse order up to 1,000 characters an hour.
Yes, pretty full on.
Huh?
That sounds pretty full on.
Yes, it is. Plus also you've got to be able to spell. And in those days you have to be able to spell and set up Queen Victoria's English. You don't know Queen Victoria's English when you're in the water.
Pressing it.
By the right face. Hot, hops. On the ground, fall out, make your way upstairs, squad fall.
You're going up to the balcony.
You're going up, they're going.
Good people of the township of Ballarat. What you see before you is a group of men wearing the uniform of the colours of the 40th Second Somersetshire Regiment of Foot, which was formed in Nova Scotia in what would become Canada in the year 1770. Since that time, it has become one of the most highly decorated regiments in Her Majesty's line. It has served throughout the continents of the world. It has taken part in action in Egypt, Portugal, Spain, the North and South Americas, India, and China, to name but a few. Its greatest moment was undoubtedly at the Battle of Waterloo, where the entire regiment at that time was personally congratulated by the Iron Duke himself, the Duke of Wellington, on the extraordinary bravery of those men in maintaining defensive infantry squares against the forces of His Imperial Majesty, Napoleon Bonaparte. Since that time, once again, we have resumed a troubleshooting role here in your benighted Antipodean colonies. We have been involved in the escort of gold from Ballarat to Melbourne town. We also took part in something what you, miners, insist on referring to as your battle of the Eureka Stockade. Wasn't much of a battle. We woke up early one Sunday morning and we walked right over the top of you. Took us 15 minutes. We were home in time for a nice hot cup of tea and a breakfast of bacon and eggs. 22 of you never required breakfast again. What we're about to do now is fire off a series of shots. I take this opportunity to warn you, these are exceptionally loud. These are not small caliber pop guns. These are 58 caliber rifle muskets. These are handheld cannon. Therefore, if you have a small bubby or child with you, you make sure its ears are covered, or its ears will be a ringing. It will be a crying. And it won't be my fault. Right. Squad. Order, hop. Advance, hop. Shoulder, hop. Drummer stand fast, firing party, one pace forward, march. Squad will prepare to fire in series from the left. Port, arms. Put your fingers in your ears, especially the little ones. Madam,
It's going to be loud. It's real guns.
Thank you. Make sure they got them good. Squad, preset. Arm. Number one. Number two. Number three. Number four. Shoulder. Arms. Order. Arms.
It's all done. It's done.
All right then, silence. Who's still talking while the man who controls the men with the big guns is talking? Right. Usually about this time, some of the kiddies and the ladies let us step forth. March.
Mom, we should buy some.
Oh, here you go, Axton. There's some clothes for you now.
Mommy, can we go?
You can have a quick look inside if you want. Hey, Axton, what did you think of the guns going off? Really loud?
folks, welcome to Sovereign Hill if you've just arrived. Welcome to the Dilges Blacksmith. You can call me Tim, that's my name, and I'm going to be your blacksmith for the next 15 minutes or so. During that time, I'm going to make a couple of our, they're called plain handle fire tools. These end up becoming brushes and shovels. So I'll be putting some bends and forging some points and completing those throughout the demonstration. I normally display things on the side, there's no space left. So there you go. I'll make a couple of those. I'll teach you a bit about blacksmithing in general along the way, and a bit about blacksmithing specifically here on the gold fields. You guys know much about gold?
Yeah.
Great. So you'll all be aware that gold, prior to space travel and electronics, is one of the most useless metals on the face of planet Earth, other than looking pretty and making jewellery from. I know, it's a controversial thing to say, but don't worry, I follow it up by saying the Wadawurrung people saw no value in it because it was too soft and too heavy to make things from. But it's perfect to base your economy on. So the Europeans and other countries around the world discovered not just the sheer abundance of gold in this part of the world, but the purity of gold, which is what made the Ballarat gold rush so special. They started the world's largest gold rush the world had seen up until this point in time. This meant that people from literally all around the world started arriving en masse. People from the UK and Ireland, Europe, Asia, Africa, North and South America in tens of thousands. A lot of these people left their families, homes, children, customs, morals, religions and languages to get onto boats for up to 5 months, a journey many did not survive, to land in a country they knew next to nothing about except it was full of convicts and hopefully some gold, to look for a rare metal in the ground by partaking in a trade some of them had little to no experience in whatsoever.
Smart.
Yeah, well, or a gamble, depending on which way you look at it. Yeah, smart. So, it is an absolute gamble to uproot your life from the other side of the world, arrive here in Victoria and hope that the small plot of land that you've just paid exorbitant taxes for after spending all of your money to get out here and buying all of your equipment holds your entire fortune. While the poorest peasant did become the richest person overnight by chance, sometimes it was not always the case. It was the luck of the draw. But those who came to the goldfields and saw it more as a business opportunity, for example, if you make food, well, everyone needs to eat. So if you make good food, there's lots of money to be made. If you make candles, everyone needs to see underground. So there's lots of money to be made if you're a good candle maker. Or if you're a blacksmith and one of the most important people in any community in the world prior to the Industrial Revolution, well, we could make quite a lot of money just by doing our day-to-day trade. Now, I tell you this because it's nice for a bit of context if you've just arrived and you don't know. And also, I needed an opportunity to heat my metal up to a workable temperature. So, what has happened thus far is I have been pumping the bellows, applying oxygen to my fire, applying heat to the metal that is in my fuel source, and in doing so, I've changed the colour of the metal. The colour corresponds to a temperature, tells me what I can and can't do. First things first, I want to put my metal into this water to localise my heat so it bends where I want it to. Then working quickly, putting it on my anvil, I can use a hammer to put a 90-degree bend into it. Now, if you're paying attention, you'll notice there's a big bend in it now. You'll also notice the metal, as it reacts with the outside air temperature, is slowly starting to cool down. Wow, I'm working on instinct there, can't see the metal at all. You'll notice it's a very different colour from when I first took it out of the forge. It's down to this sort of glowing red colour, which means it's still good for bending, but at this point I want to forge now, which means manipulate it from one shape into another. I can't do that, so it's time to put it back into the forge and give it another heat. Has anyone in the audience ever heard the expression many irons in the fire before? Yeah. Pretty common expression we use today to describe having lots of things on the go at the same time. To a blacksmith, it just means many irons in the fire. So I'm going to do the same thing with this one. Thanks, guys. It's my favourite joke. Alright, so same thing again, localising the heat. So I'll explain what I'm doing as I go, but let's go back to the very beginning. I have no doubt every single person in this room knows what a blacksmith does, because you're watching me do it, and you probably just know. But can anyone give me the definition of the word blacksmith? It's funny that. Everyone knows, no, I assume you know what we do. the word itself. It's a compound word made up of the words black and smith. You smush them together and you get my trade title. I'm pretty sure smush is the technical literary term. So black and smith, when we pull them apart and look at them individually, black refers to the material that I work with. That's why we have goldsmiths, tinsmiths, silversmiths, coppersmiths. You can probably take a fairly educated guess as to what sorts of metal they were working with. Blacksmith, therefore, must be working with a black metal. And if that's your assumption, you are correct, because we do work with a black metal called iron. When we dig iron ore from the ground, it's technically black in colour. It then gets refined into pig iron. We add different stuff to pig iron, like silicon, to give us wrought iron. If we add carbon to it, we get different sorts of steel. If we add different metals to it, we get different alloys. Anyway, it's way more complicated than that. Black means iron. The word smith itself stems from the word smite, which means to hit or strike. Blacksmith literally means iron hitter. Makes a lot of sense when you see us work, because that's exactly what we do. We hit iron, we change the shape of the iron, and we make it into stuff. We'll discuss what sorts of things shortly, but for now, it's going to strike while the iron is hot. I've lost too much heat. So you can see we're starting to get that first chicane sort of bend in the metal, given that. So iron hitters on the goldfields generally would have worked in a workshop very similar to the one you're standing in, but this workshop is actually built to represent two different things. If you stand on the street and look at the facade, the front of the building, you are looking at a letter for letter scale replica of the original Dilges blacksmith. It was located in Sebastopol, just a few k's from where we are here at Sovereign Hill. I say letter for letter the same because there's a massive spelling error on the front. So if you can read, you might be able to find it. If you can't find it, then you share something in common with the original sign writer. So I've now put this nice bend in here. I don't need to give this one another heat. I'm now going to taper the end into a point and fold that over the bit of my anvil. So popping it back in there.
What are you making?
What am I making? A surprise. No, if you weren't here at the beginning, I'm making handles for our brush and shovel sets. These end up being the brushes. So far you've seen me do this bit. I'm about to do this bit there, and then I'll make the whole thing. So, that's the facade. Inside this building, however, is very different to the outside. We only have a photograph of the outside. So inside, we have chosen to demonstrate what pretty much all blacksmiths look like at this point in time in this part of the world. They used to have a few things in common. Generally, they were made from timber because it's cheap and it grows on trees. It grows in abundance in this part of Victoria at this point in time. The other thing you may not have noticed is the floor is made from dirt.
I know it.
Got a couple of people. It's usually my favourite point in the demonstration that all of the heads do this. Yep. It's a dirt floor. For a number of reasons. First and foremost, it is the cheapest floor possible. You just build a building on the ground. Secondly, it is non-flammable, which is wonderful for us because of, fire. Thirdly, and most importantly, and now's actually a really good opportunity to see it. When I brought my metal over to the quench over here before, you noticed that it lost all of its colour. Blacksmiths like dark rooms. Today is quite a nice day here in Ballarat, outside, beautiful, sunny, wonderful to be in, unless you're a blacksmith. We hate it, we like dark and gloom. Because blacksmiths are generally day to day not concerned with the temperature of metal in degrees Celsius or Fahrenheit. The reason for this is that all metals and even steels with differing amounts of carbon will do wildly different things at different temperatures. But the metals blacksmiths work with will generally do pretty much the same thing at the same colour. The easiest way to understand the colour spectrum is that red, this colour back here, is what we call a bending heat. Orange, up the end here, is what we call a forging heat. So we can actually manipulate the steel by hitting it with a hammer and squashing it or compressing it. Beyond orange, it turns yellow. Yellow is where the metal is starting to get incredibly hot, and and close to its melting point. It is very soft, very malleable, and easy to work with. Now all I've done is tape at the end and roughly match that profile on the other side there. I'll place a soaking heat in the middle, fold that over, and get the basic shape of the handle before the final shape up. So, red, bend, orange, yellow, forge. The metal will then turn a white colour. It will start to look and behave like a sparkler because the atoms that are holding it together are moving so fast that it's literally starting to destroy itself. The metal at that point, we call the upper critical range, is what we call a welding heat, because at that temperature you can hit two pieces that colour together to create a molecular bond called a forge or a fire weld. Anyway, much like the metallurgy I was discussing before, it's way more complicated than that. We've got lots of fancy names for all of these colours, and the ones in between I haven't described, but that's the basics of it. You can get started as a blacksmith with some basic tools and that as knowledge. Alright, so same thing again. Okay.
Start with blue. Okay, so watch. Yeah, hold it nice and tight.
I know how to do it. I can do mine.
And then go.
Don't let your fingers touch it.
Cool.
Dip it.
And then put it in the water.
Put it in the water. Just put it in the water.
Just let go.
So that it cools down. Now you can pick it up again.
Now you turn it upside down.
Upside down. You touch this bit. This side.
Now what colour are you going to do? Yellow or pink?
Like that, okay?
Yep.
Like a yellow.
Nice and tight.
Yellow.
Alright, so down here, you're going to go over the blue.
Yeah. Back.
Haha.
Put it in the water. Cool. You're going to add some pink too or something like that?
Oh, hang on, can we brush it off a little bit?
Look, mine's doing it. Wow. Wait, how is it dry if it's just been water?
Because it just makes it cold.
Okay, you want to go that way or the other way?
Okay.
So if you put pink with yellow, it might make a orangey colour. Wait for Ivana to do hers. All the way, Ivana, all the way.
All the way.
Keep going, keep going, keep going. There, stop.
Now dip it in the water.
Wait, how do you make green?
Is it blue and yellow?
Yeah. Just stop there. Stop, stop, stop. Pull it out. Put it in the water. Otherwise you're going to get rid of all of your yellow. Bring it out.
You happy with that?
It's red.
It looks cool, Addie. And do you want purple in it? Because if you hold up this way, hold it up this side, upside down, hold it. Yeah, hold it there. And you put half of the blue in the pink, you'll have purple down the bottom. Just half of the blue.
Like that?
Yeah, keep going till it's halfway down.
Okay, that's it.
I want some yellow. Now can I do
Take it out, take it out, take it out.
Yeah.
Should I do yellow at the top again?
Yellow's not going to come onto it now.
Yellow, if you put yellow on this, it'll turn green.
Yep. So dip it in that color.
And if
Looks so
what
cool.
happens if it goes in the pink?
What? Ask her.
What color is pink and yellow?
Pink and yellow makes orange.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Are you all happy with your candle?
It looks really
So
good.
I've got a paper bag for you to take it home in.
So good, Addie.
now what colour are you going to do next then?
Pop that one in there.
You want to do like a green something like that?
Yeah.
So turn it around.
Maybe, yeah, do the other side
Yeah, so turn it upside down like that.
and do yellow
Dip it into yellow.
and cover the blue so there'll be green in the middle then. So just cover a bit of the blue.
Dip it in. Let me show.
Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going.
You can do blue and green candle.
Okay, take it out.
Yeah. Now dip it in the water. Dip it all the way in. That's fine. Okay.
Do you want, what colours do you want?
Back in the blue if you want to turn it to green. Okay?
So if you want to keep the yellow, do you want orange at the top?
Finished?
Do you want orange in it? Do you want purple?
We just want green,
Mine is finished.
blue, or what?
I want
Is it like we take a room as well?
purple around here.
Okay.
That way.
I love it so much.
I got a rainbow. Mum,
It's alright. It's okay.
That looks really cool.
you don't have rainbow bags.
Yep. Now put it in there.
It already is purple.
Mm-hmm. And did you want to do a bit of green on the top, eh? Or are you happy with how it is?
And if you do yellow, if you do pink with this one, it'll turn the top orange.
You want orange or green?
You've already got some green on it.
There's some orange.
Mum, I'm gonna add an don't copy mine.
I don't think that will make purple now. It'll probably start going brown.
Yeah, because it is red, so it's a bit tricky to come back. So it's also a little bit orange too. Can you see that little bit of orange?
Yes, how cool does that look? All right, you happy with it?
So when you
Happy
so
with that?
if you've got like a
That
glass
looks wicked,
jar,
Axton. Good
you
job.
can fill it with either
Oh.
some sand from
Yeah.
the backyard,
Okay, we'll get it
or if
there.
you've got like salt or sugar, you can fill a glass jar and you can just stick them in there and they'll set up a bunch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So you don't have to buy a candle, what's it called? Candle holder. or
Holder.
anything. All done with that one? Yeah. So I'll grab a paper bag.
Show me. So cool.
Thank you very much. In the short time that the gold has travelled from the furnace to the bench, it has lost 300 degrees of heat and already cooled back down to a solid. The gold bar here is now sitting at 900 degrees Celsius. That temperature, it doesn't burn you, you just explode into steam. That's how hot it is. And yet here we all are in a room with such extreme heat and no one can feel it. That's because gold is a heavy, dense metal. It has a lot of atoms and they're all packed together tightly. So that means heat and energy radiate from gold at a glacial pace, very slowly. It is excellent though at conducting heat, energy, and electricity. Light as gold in your phone. It's useful in electronics. If this stick was your finger and you were this close to the gold bar, despite its extreme heat, you wouldn't feel anything more than a faint warmth. Once you touch the gold though, that heat would instantly transfer to your finger, and your finger would burst into fire and steam in less than a second. Without anything for the gold to transfer its heat into, it will sit there for about 3 hours, slowly cooling down. Doing this would speed up the process of cooling it down because the heat goes into the stick. There is a very simple way to get it done though. Just some water will do the trick. So, the water next to the gold is hot. The heat has left the gold bar. Touching it might seem a little scary given how hot it was just seconds ago, but water is an excellent coolant, and now the gold is already safe to touch. With one final rinse, there you have it, the end result. This is 3 kilograms of 24 karat gold, which will be measured as 105 troy ounces of 24 karat gold. Now that it's been made to a bar, it will be stamped with the company logo, the bar's weight and purity, and then it will be sent off to Melbourne on the back of a horse and cart, escorted by red-coat soldiers to protect it from bushrangers and criminals who may try and steal it. This is 3 kilograms, 24 karat, so have a guess in your mind how much you think it may be worth.
120,000.
I am? Good guess, good guess.
About 250.
250 grand?
No, $250.
Very, very much underestimating it. They're worth $200,000. So over $250,000. Now, I'll give you one last fact. We had Sovereign Hill, we've had this gold bar for about 30 years. During that time, we have melted this gold down over and over and over again. This process you see here, we've done this about 90,000 times. And every time we do it, the gold bar is unique. Its shape, its texture, all the tiny details change every single time. This will be melted down again, and a couple more times today. What it does will not be the same. So what you're looking at is something unique, something only you get to see. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining me on the presentation. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thank you.
Wait for it, wait for it. Very good. And now, to hang my hat. Oh, great wizard, you truly are incredible. I can see they're hooked already. Oh, goblins! Shocking. Good people of the Ballarat, time for my next mind-boggling feat. I'm not in my trance, but I'm going to try it again. Thank you. To enter into my trance! All right, boys and girls. I'm going to need else. Prepare yourselves for my next trick. A trick so perplexing that even I have no idea how to do it. Goblin, bring forward the cup of sorrows. Ladies and gentlemen, all of us here today are human. Are we not? I think it's long enough to say some of us are a bit more human than others, but as humans, or mostly humans, we're all capable of that most natural of feelings. Human emotions. Emotions covering a massive, broad spectrum. From very, very happy to very, very not so happy. Indeed, to the depth of sorrow. Now, there is an item which holds sorrow. A vessel, if you will. A cup. This cup. But today, ladies and gentlemen, I, the Wizard Jacobs, have come to bring you hope and joy and indeed to relieve you of all of your sorrows held within this cup. Indeed, I will attempt to make all of your sorrows completely disappear. Prepare yourselves. Hold steadfast yourselves as my next trick. Possibility of them being blown off is of the highest certainty. As I present to you all my infatuation with teleportation. Close your eyes. Open them! Amazing. No, that wasn't the trick. Don't worry. Ladies and gentlemen, on the table before me, I have two golden cylinders. Count them. 1, 2. Under cylinder 1, we have a bottle of Ballarat's finest lager. Yummy, yummy. Using only the powers of my mind, I will attempt to apparate this bottle from one cylinder to another. I only have one bottle and it did indeed teleport. I can show you under cylinder 1 where the bottle once was is now nothing but more than that. I can move it once more and show you under cylinder 2 where the bottle once was is now nothing but. I see I cannot do it. You, the good people of Ballarat, are intelligent. Indeed, indeed, I can show you that indeed I did have one bottle under each cylinder. But more than that, I actually have 3 bottles. Yes, yes, I know. But even more than that, I actually had 4 bottles. Very good. I can tell you, Goblin will not disappear. And maybe if we have time, I'll bring you back. Now, to make James disappear, I do need your help. I need a magical word. Anyone know any magical word? Shout them out.
Please.
Please!
Abracadabra.
Please is a very magical word. So, what we're going to do after the count of 3, I'm going to go 3, 2, 1, and then we all shout, please. And James will vanish. Are you ready?
Okay.
3, 2, 1, please!
Ready to go.
I don't believe it.
You don't believe? Should we bring it back to... Alright, how about 3, 2, 1, please!
Whoa.
Devil finds work for idle hands. That's the fire brigade. That's what they used to call the horse and carriage. Yeah, look, there's a hose on this. That's a big hose for water. Yep, imagine this being the fire brigade.